let's give the hand that shows some love.
Let me start by saying it was such an honor and privilege. When I spoke at a church up north, Pastor Peavy was there, and the whole time he had his pad, he just writing. I said, man, if only more of our people, right, would take notes like that. And ever since then, I've been getting calls from family members out of town. Hey, can you take care of this person? Can you take care of that person, right? And it's not just about sales, right? It's more about the education. It's the things that we don't think about until life happens, right? Now we got to run the GoFundMe. We got to go to people to dig into their retirement account to provide, for us, to kind of keep a roof over our head, right? I saw a head turn, right? Somebody, I ain't gonna look at you, but somebody know what I'm talking about, right? And so just a little bit about me before I get too excited. Can we talk like family today? Is that okay? All right, I promise you, any conversations that we have now or after, it would never be pushing for a sale. Somebody say, education versus sales. That's it. I tell you what I'm going to tell you. You take from it what you take from it, and whatever you do with it from there, it's up to you. I'm going to speak good tonight, knowing that I bless my people with some good information.
Amen, amen, amen.
So, with that, my name is Rod Jones, proud founder and managing partner of Blue Horizon Financial Insurance Services. When I get on planes and I fly out to different states, right? There's 700, 800 people in a room that's coming to get the knowledgeable information to take it back to their communities. How many in the room with 700, 800 you think look like us? I'm just saying. It's the truth, right? 4 people, 5 people, and I brought 2 of them with me. They look like us. Right? So we need to make sure that we're in a position where we just understand the information. And it's more than just life insurance, right? It's more than that. It's the information and the solutions for the situations that we may face, right? Or if we die with a generational legacy. Just that simple. All right, well, a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. It is not tax advice. It is just information. All right, is that okay? All right. And so I grew up right here in South Central Los Angeles. I was literally grew up on 87th and Buckle. Anybody know what I said? Yeah, right? Yeah. So 87th and Buckle, right? During the Rodney King riots, unfortunate truth, my mother suffered a stroke. It's just me and my mom, right? The only child with a hard-working, dedicated mother trying to take care of her boy and provide for her boy, right? The streets were supposed to be in one direction. My mom, because of her gift of God, was supposed to be in the opposite. And during the Rodney King riots, unfortunately, she suffered that stroke. And I saw our financial demise go from making it to not making it. Imagine that, right? All my friends at the age of 19, they're running off, going to college and going in different directions. Oh man, I want to play ball for, such and such, right? And I'm like, man, I'm going to go play ball for such and such too, but I got to stay here and take care of my mom, right? So I think that might have been a gift or a call that God may have placed in my life. Things happen for a reason. Did I want that particular situation to happen? Absolutely not. But now that it happened, I'm so thankful for knowing that I had to share that window and that time with my mother. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're going to take a little deep to that, okay? So take pictures, go Facebook Live, whatever you need to do to get your notes, do that, all right? So I grew up in South Central Los Angeles at the age of 19, right? I'm fresh out of high school, Washington High School, by the way, right? And mom suffered a stroke during the Rodney King riots. How many people remember the Rodney King riots? That was a crazy time, wasn't it? Okay? And as a result of that, you see at the bottom of the first paragraph, it left us in a position to where I was left to help my mother physically, mentally, what else? Spiritually. I thought everybody's going to say spiritually, okay. Spiritually and financially. You know this financially is caps, right? All right. So with that, we want to make sure, right, that any event that life happens, because it will. It will. So don't ifs, ands, and buts about it. It will. When it happens, that we're prepared. It's not to scare anybody, but to make sure that we're preparing like they are preparing, all right, versus how we prepare, all right? I do that a lot. So you see me do this, you know what I'm talking about, right? All right, so with that, our philosophy at Blue Horizon is simple. What is it? That's it. That's it. Too many people are getting sold. Hey, this is the best thing since sliced bread. You need to do this, you need to do that, or the other, right? And this is what's going to help your money. Okay. Did it cover the situations of what if you had a stroke next week? What if you had kids, end up developing kidney failure, right? Does the plan only grow our money, or does it also help protect our assets and make sure that it leaves a generational legacy? Right? So we want to make sure that we're prepared. Get educated, not so. So our company, me as a broker, Blue Horizon Financial Insurance Services, we have access to an array of insurance carriers. The insurance carriers have different financial products and solutions for our client. Do our client need long-term care? Is it life insurance or term life insurance policy? That's fine, right? We can help our client, but in order to understand how we help our client, we do what we call a fact finder. The fact finder, I just want to know about you, where your money at, right? What are you currently doing? What does retirement look like for you? What is your number? What day can you actually retire? Can you put a date on your retirement, right? And we help our client build a free, everybody say free, a free strategy and a plan to help them beat that number. You may not like your number, but at least you start somewhere, right? Okay. You can always pick up. So this is your role, right? Imagine your role for retirement. Okay? All kinds of obstacles happen, right? Most companies, let's start from the top on this side. The U.S. national debt approaching $37 trillion. How does that affect us? Right? Taxes. We'll talk about that a little bit more. In COVID, how many unfortunately see somebody deal with COVID, end up losing a lung, end up having a heart attack, right? Whatever the case may be, confined to the hospital and not the same. Or, unfortunately true, passed away due to COVID. We saw that, right? Over 800 million cases, or 800, sorry about that. And then the defined benefit plans. It used to be a time where you could go get a job. And as a result of getting that job, you had a defined benefit retirement plan. When you put in 27 years of service, this is what your numbers look like. You're like, shoot, I can do that. I can't wait until 27 years. Now, companies have walked away from that. There's no such thing as a defined benefit plan. They leave it to you to choose your product, your vehicle, your numbers, and your day of retirement. And if we don't create the plan and follow the plan of action, we're in trouble. Okay? Think about it. Right? Things come up. Tax situation, health crisis, all kinds of things. Go on this side. Oh man, Social Security, a hot topic. Right? People try to figure out, well, I'm about to, I just turned 62. Should I take Social Security at 62? Or should I take Social Security at full retirement age? Or should I wait until 70? Any minute, mighty mo, catch a tiger by its tongue. Right? They're trying to figure it out. Well, if you take it now, more than likely, the people who take it early, they fear where we are in terms of our local politicians and things that are going, and they think that Social Security won't be there if they wait. That's been a story forever. Fear. Right? So instead of worried about Social Security, put ourselves in the position or perspective for what we classify as self-security. Imagine that. Imagine you didn't even have to worry. I don't care what the government do. I don't care how many wars they go to. I'm good. When I reach 65, I'm going to sell this house, cash this thing in, and I'm traveling the globe. Right? You're going to see me all over the place. That hopefully that's a plan for a lot of people. I know it for me. Once my son turns 20-ish, I'm gone. All right. So anyway, insufficient insurance. Let's talk about that for a second. A lot of companies come into our communities and they sell us on final expense. I'm going to repeat that. Final expense life insurance. Right? People resonate with that. Final expense. You get a $25,000, $50,000 life insurance policy, and when a person dies, the spouse is still left with financial responsibility, but still maintaining a mortgage or rent on their home in the absence of that other income. But I was able to lay, my husband or my daughter or my wife to rest. But a final expense policy, $25,000. Is that enough? But I left my spouse with debt that they're going to have to deal with? Pay off the mortgage balance? Well, your income good. Some of us have been good enough to where we have, a pension. And that pension, upon the passing of our spouse, would transfer to the surviving spouse. But even still, is that enough? So we have to think about that. We got to really talk that through to make sure. Okay? All right, so I'm going to move on. Disturbing lack of financial education. I can't forget that. All right? So let's talk about our solutions. On the far right, you hear that all the time, far right, far left, right? On the far right side, you have strategies that you hear about every day. Right? You have term, traditional, universal life, index universal life. Now we're getting into some game changers, right? Leveraged life insurance. Anybody ever heard of leveraged life insurance? I'm gonna stop right there. They have, why haven't we? Right? So imagine this. Imagine you're in a financial position where anybody that you know, young, older, whomever, you're in a financial position to drop 5 years of lump sum contributions to the plan. 5-year premiums only. The lender turns around and match your contributions over a 10-year period. You only put in 5 years, over 10 years, they match your contribution 3 times to your one to help you leverage tax-free retirement. Everybody say tax-free. Come on now, just say it, right? All right, so with that, long-term care, right? We'll talk about that in a second. Asset-based protection. Pre-need funeral arrangements. How many of you guys ever heard of pre-need funeral arrangements? Mom and them went down there to wherever, and they got them a plot. Right? Hey, I'm just saying, right? Yeah, I can't depend on them to put me in the ground, and I want to be put in the ground or cremated the way I want to be put in the ground cremated, and that's called pre-need funeral arrangements. We can assist with that, right? Roth IRAs, SEP IRAs, supplemental insurances. You heard of Aflac. Everybody heard of Aflac? Colonial Life. The list goes on, right? Supplemental insurance. If something happens, you get, there's a critical illness, you have a policy. If there's an accident, I stubbed my toe while I'm at, church choir, right? Whatever the case may be. Sprained my ankle coming down the steps. I go to the hospital, right? Because of that injury, guess what? You're gonna get a check in the mail, file a claim. Call Rob, man, I hurt my ankle at the church. Can't believe this. I'm at the hospital. I got you. Just get the paperwork. I'll tell you what to do. Help you file a claim. Get a check in the mail. Supplemental insurance. Hurt your back. How many people bus drive? Any bus drivers or law enforcement officers? What you raise your hand for? Yeah. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those are chronic conditions that can happen and they come out of nowhere. Right? Sometimes it's because we ain't drinking enough water. Right? But we yeah, right? So on the other side, those that are business owners and entrepreneurs, there's a plethora of information, insightful things to help them understand how to continue to build a bag and pay less in taxation. Okay? All right, let's talk about the 6 financial considerations of planning. That should include a plan such as taxes, mortality, right? Market loss. Right? Market loss can't reach the goal if you're always losing money, right? And also longevity, if we outlive our financial assets. If we outlive the money that we're receiving today, what happens? We're going to go back to work, right? Target, and then we might not be hiring nobody at that moment. Where are we going to go? I'm just saying, right? Let's keep it real, all right? Liquidity and inflation. So the plan should be in a position to protect you in the event of those types of situations, right? We lose our income. We make sure that we have something in the event, God forbid, life throws us a financial crisis or an illness of some sort. So how is your money positioned? Will it stand unexpected changes? Question number 1. What is your plan for your financial legacy, and how does it help protect now and later? And then, what if you suddenly need personalized care for you, your spouse, your children, right? Or whomever else you love and care for? Where that financial assets come from. Think about it right now in your mind. Don't answer out loud. Where would that money come from? What pool of financial money that's available for me to take care of this situation? How many people have health care in here? Health care? All right. So let's talk about that. We think, oh, we got health care, we're good. You go into the hospital with a life-altering situation, right? Cancer, stroke, heart attack, anything like that. That medical coverage is they'll say, oh, we only cover up to this. What you mean? I got health care. You didn't talk to the person you rep about the plan that you got because you were trying to get the cheapest plan. Just saying. We're not protected like we think we have just because we're in health care. Now you sitting up incapacitated, don't know what your spouse is going through, right? How she's trying to pull together resources because the medical provider hit her with a bill of $100,000 or more, depending on the situation. Assess your health care plans. Make sure what is covered within your health care. It's more than just going to get a checkup and a prescription medication. All right? If there's a hospital confinement, how does that work? Okay. All right. Is that good information so far? All right, good. And then what if you said, oh, I said that already. How does any of the above change your financial situation overnight? All right, let's talk about the potential need of health care. All right? This is a statistic for keeping you comfortable in the presence of your own home, right? A skilled nursing facility or a assisted living. Well, raise a hand. If God forbid life-altering health tomorrow, do we want to be kept, A, in a nursing home facility? Raise your hand. Okay. All right, good. Number 2, a skilled nursing facility. Number 3, in the comfort of your own home. Pushing in front of the TV with your remote control, watching your favorite shows, and somebody sitting there cooking your meals all day. And if they got to wipe you up, they wipe you up. Would you have financial access to do that? I almost said something else. I think about I was in the house of the Lord, so woo, boy, all right. I would have been back after that one. All right. So statistically, 2013, the median range to be kept in the comfort of your own home, based on 2003 statistics. How much is that a month? I ran the statistics on the same report for 2004. It jumped up due to inflation of $7,500 a month. That's being in a position to be able to have, my niece, my daughter, whomever, right, that's going to have to take off from their job, right, or pay for a skilled nurse, a nurse to come in, right, or a family friend to literally be able to pay them for their services. I see some head nodding. Right? Yes. Somebody knows somebody, or they going through that right now.
Yes.
Right?
Amen.
I'm not making this up. Look at that. Assisted living, community-based. Adult daycare. Anybody know what adult daycare is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gotta get out of the house, right? Go flex, play some bingo, whatever the case may be. And a nursing home facility. Look at the cost of a nursing home facility, and they don't even take care of you. How I know? My mother did what? She had a stroke. She had to go through long-term care at a nursing home facility. I didn't know. Right? Now she got to pay a portion of her Social Security income, for Medicare, and Medicare covered the rest. We didn't know none of that. We walked into it by accident, right? It wasn't even by accident. It just happened. Walked into it. What you mean? This is the best place for my mom? These people hopping down the street, help me. I mean, hopping, a couple doors over, help me. The men running through there at night. I'm just saying, right? Come on now. Come on. Come on. I just got to keep it real.
I'm a medical carrier.
Oh, my God.
I see it all. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Imagine me back on the Rocky Key Ride trying to figure that out for my mom. And they still ain't fixed it now.
Right.
How long that been? Short, and not to mention short staff. Yeah. Come on now. You might not get your meal, your lunch on time. Sit there, stomach growling and stuff. The survey don't work with on this PowerPoint presentation, but the survey was just what I asked. Where would you want to be kept? In the comfort of your home, skilled nursing facility, or somewhere else? Okay? For me, just send me over there to Costa Rica. Man, I went to Costa Rica. We had a good time. My wife and I were there for 7 days. I got stop for a second. We were there for 7 days, and we were headed to the airport after that. We were so mad. We were like, we gotta leave here and go back to the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get dual citizenship. So one unforeseen financial situation could derail your what? Entire ability to do what? Ain't that why we work every day? Ain't that why we get up to go to the job that we don't like so much and have to deal with this boss all the time to reach what? Retirement. That don't mean we go and take our entire check and pay it on everything that we got and flex, right? You got to set aside. What portion does that look like to be able to set aside financially to make sure the what ifs happen, be prepared. All right, let's talk about a well-balanced a strategy. It should protect and provide for lifetime income, right? Make sure that we're in a position to pay for long-term care. And also, what else? What's the third one up here? Wealth transfer. When we talk about wealth transfer, we behind the curve as a community. How do we catch up, right, with them? Well, how do we catch up with them? We gotta take the time to not feel like, number one, the conversation is intimidating, because it's not. Number two, to make sure that we just set a plan of action in place. Okay? Life is gonna happen. When it's life, are you prepared? We kind of covered that already. Unpredictability of world tensions and economic compromise in a global financial crisis. I know last week or two, when the stock market did like that, everybody was trying to log in and check that 401k, 457 balance. Everybody was checking the account. Those who were saving for retirement. And I guarantee you saw a dip. There was a dip. There's a dip in stocks, there's a dip in your retirement plan, depending on what you have. Okay? All right, let's go here. Okay, let's break down family and life insurance. So the family and life insurance is intriguing, but a lot of people want to get into family and life insurance from a one-side conversation. Term is great. It's the most efficient. The more coverage you can get, how can I put it? And it lasts just for that. With a 10-year term, 15-year term, 20, 30, some companies have 40-year terms. Now, some people will say that the term is guaranteed until age 95. Yes, that is absolutely correct. But when your 10-year or 20-year term run out, and that premium goes, it don't last you until 95 until you afford to pay it. Just saying, right? All right, traditional, there we go, sorry. I'm gonna keep going. Traditional life insurance, whole life, participating whole life. Sorry, it's a little scrambled there for PowerPoint presentation. Participating whole life is interesting. It has to be, any insurance product has to be the right fit. What are we trying to accomplish? Short and long-term goals. Do we want a policy that we can build cash value, use it for tax-free retirement? Do we want a policy that gives us guaranteed dividend returns every year plus guaranteed returns plus the potential of policy dividends to grow your policy? Or do we want to use leveraged life insurance? Or do we want a life insurance policy that could potentially get you double-digit market returns, but none of those will adjust the market downward? Again, being in a position to simply educate on the options that exist. Let's see, leveraged life insurance, we talked about that, provides for 60 to 100% more in tax-free retirement. Tax-free again, is it tax-free? Tax-free? Yeah, I ain't going to sleep. I'm going to have to get up and get a hokey pokey if you fall asleep. I promise. All right. And then index annuities. Index annuities can offer lifetime income. A lot of people have money that's still, they may retire. They got that money sitting over there inside of a 401k, 457, 403b because maybe they're a nurse. And they like, oh, I'm about to retire, so I'm going to turn on income from it. Don't you do that. Because what happens when you turn on that faucet, over time, as you get paid out, guess what's going to run dry? The financial reserve is going to run dry on you. Yes. So you take that money and you do what's called a rollover. Anybody hear somebody say retirement, I'm going to do a rollover? Rollover, yeah. Right? All it is retire, they say, hey, girl, I'm going to roll this money over. Mm-hmm. That they're rolling that money most oftentimes into an index annuity or a fixed annuity. That grants you guaranteed lifetime income with 0% market volatility. That means no loss ever, no matter what's happening. Okay? All right. Give me a ride. Let's talk about this. So, sir.
Could you define annuity? What's an annuity?
Speak up.
What's an annuity?
Oh, She was asleep. No, I'm just playing with you.
I mean, I
Hey,
know.
this is my friend. I guess I'll tell you.
So,
So an annuity is, they date back to the days of the Roman Empire. That's number one. That lets you know how long they've been around, right? Insurance companies use annuities to provide guaranteed lifetime income, depending on your age. So, the taxes still apply unless you take it into a backdoor Roth, which is also an annuity.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, an annuity can give you guaranteed lifetime income that they guarantee you in black and white writing that you're guaranteed not to outlive the income coming from an annuity. Basically, an annuity contract or a life or insurance contract between you and the insurance carrier. See that? Anybody ever heard of that before? No. Nice. Yeah. And then, right here. So, living benefits. Did that answer your question, sir?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
People to know.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. So let's talk about living benefits. Anybody ever heard of living benefits of life insurance? Living benefits. If you have, raise your hand.
Yes, I've heard it.
One person, okay. Two people up there. All right. So living benefits. Most life insurance policies come with what's called terminal illness. That means that the person is subject to die from a terminal illness diagnosis within 24 months, in some states 12 months, right? You can get a large check to help you deal with your life ending circumstances. You spend that money however you want. Terminal illness. Most companies don't have all three. So let's talk about that. Critical illness, chronic illness. So critical illness is something like form 2 of 6 daily living, right, for at least 90 consecutive days. That's eating, dressing, eating, toiletry, using the bathroom, bathing, transfer, and continence, being able to hold your liquid, right? You can't do at least 2 of those for 90 consecutive days. Your term life insurance policy with living benefits will come to the rescue. Okay, let's keep going. All right. So critical illness, invasive cancer, stroke, heart attack that we see every day that our family members are dealing with. Am I right? Any of these types of situations that you see, coma, traumatic brain injury, whatever the case may be, living benefits come to the rescue inside a life insurance policy, term or permanent. It's present. Which strategy is best for you? Get educated, not so. All right. Dime method of life insurance. How many people, please be bold enough to raise your hand that if you have ever heard of the dime method of life insurance plan?
No.
Not one person in the room. Wow. All right. So, and that's what I mean, right? The difference between them and us. Right? So, a term life insurance policy, so dime method. So the dime is the combination of the amount of debt. So if she and I are married, and I wanted to get a life insurance policy, I need to keep in mind the debt that I will leave my spouse with, right? Just round your numbers up and hit in your head. My income replacement times 10 years of survivorship income, okay? Yeah. And 10 years of survivorship income replacement to make sure that she's good. The mortgage balance, be able to pay off the mortgage balance. And then the E and B is for education and business startup for little Johnny, little Samantha, your favorite grandson, your nephew, whoever that is. You leave a little bit of a legacy of love for them to get started, okay, in business or school. How many of you guys got life insurance? Y'all ain't never heard of the document? It's a difference, right? It's a difference. Educated, not so. This client's insurable needs is $1.7 million, when it's all said and done. And it has what? Hold on. Living benefits. Stroke, heart attack, cancer, kidney failure, paralyzation, coma, severe burn, traumatic brain injury, any of those things happen, it's ready and available. As long as it's backed by an 10-year resistance statement. All right. So let's talk about taxes on your money. Y'all ready for me to stop, or you want me to talk about taxes on money? All right. Go on, please. These are all the accounts that you know and trust. 401ks, 403bs, 457s. Those of us who, thank you for your service if you serve in the military, but TSPs, your saving plans. Those are all tax-deferred accounts. You put money in, the money grows. Later on, I'm saying, aha, woo, man, you retired. Congratulations on your retirement. But I didn't tell you about the taxes that you owe on how your money grew. You still got to pay all the same taxes on that money. Now, depending on your adjustable gross income, this is not tax advice, depending on how much money you're making in tax exposure per year will subject your taxation of what you pay Uncle Sam in taxes later. So my question is, if we were farmers and we planted seed in the ground today, right here out here, right? Pull up some of the parking lot, plant vegetation. And Uncle Sam shows up and he said, Pastor, do you want to be taxed on the seed that you put in the ground today? Or do you want us to come back and tax you on the harvest later? What's your answer? You see, today, that's what I'm talking about. Why don't we get the ability to choose? Why don't we get educated enough to be able to choose what's right for us? I said, no, sales is education, right? All right, so imagine if you didn't have to pay taxes at all. Ooh, imagine that. If you did not have to pay taxes at all. All right, Uncle Sam, brother, looks stressed out, don't he? Uncle Sam is waiting for his fair share. He on the phone with IRS. What you mean? Did anybody tell me I was going to get taxed on this money? I got $1,000 in this account. You going to tax me? Yeah, bro. Sorry. You should have educated yourself back when you started it. All right. U.S. debt clock, we talked about it. That's just an image. It's currently up to 37 trillion. The thing don't work on there, but the corner. But they have to fund Social Security, right? The debt on the interest that they owe other countries for borrowing money and all the money that's being printed. So with the U.S. debt clock going up the way that it is, what do you expect for taxes to do?
Go up.
Which one?
Up
or down?
Up.
So how's your money and your financial situation positioned to make sure? Would you rather break away from Uncle Sam now and say, okay, I got to take a hit, I got to pay Uncle Sam now on his taxes, but man, when I get ready to retire later, I got to worry about paying taxes except for the capital gains of the growth of the policy. That's it. Okay. All right. So it just depends on the strategy. So let me go back here. Somebody find 1944, the very middle column. Tell me where's that? 1944, the very middle column. How much was consumers taxed up to how much?
94%.
Depending on your adjustable gross income. 94%. Can you imagine going to work today and you get your check on Friday
94.
and 94% of your check was taxed? Imagine that. You can't even get gas now. Right? You can barely get gas now. Let alone trying to get gas after that. So anyway, so if you look at the comments section, it was an Individual Income Tax Act of 1944. I'm not making this up. You can go to Google and check it out. Right? Ask Chat GPT in them. Right? They'll give you the information. All right? It's there. It's public information. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all the information, but look at World War I financing, World War II financing. Almost sounds like we're about to go to a third war. Am I lying?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the brink. You get some crazy people up in there, boy, they're like, oh yeah, okay, let's just set it off there. Ain't no more talking. All right, anyway, then Obama came in with his smooth self, right? And dude right there, man, I don't care what nobody said. 2013, the president, the American Taxpayer Relief Act. They done already gave us a taxpayer relief. You think they're gonna give you another one? They done gave it out. They've been doing it since today, from 2013. So how can anybody complain when them taxes go whoop? That means any 401k or any accounts that are tax deferred, better be ready. Okay? So look at the quote at the bottom. You make money, they do what? You spend money, they do what?
Tax you.
You save money, you die.
They still tax you.
You can tell me I done died, and you still gonna tax me? God, man, I can't get right. Right? Benjamin Franklin. Okay, taxes go up and down, okay? Let's talk about the 3 tax boxes of money. This is every financial product currently on the marketplace where you can put your money. You go to the bank, Charles Schwab now, right? Les Schwab, Charles Schwab. I'm talking about the car price, right? That's my spot. I go there for the tires. And so Charles Schwab, Merrill Lynch, Edward Jones, right? All of those places, right? You can go to the bank, you get everything taxed in. The bank say, hey, we got a banker here, And if the banker can't help you, we got another financial person that can assist you with tax man. Okay? Tax deferred, hey man, you're gonna welcome to the company. Yeah, we got this 401k account, or if you're a nurse 403b, and here's a plan you can put money in. They ain't gonna sit down with you and tell you how you do it and how it works, and later on what it's gonna look like, because why you're helping the establishment's bottom line. You don't even realize that. The more people contribute to that plan, the better it is for the organization and all of their write-offs if they match. I said if they give you a match. All right, let's talk about tax management. Roth IRA, okay, it's a great vehicle, but you have to understand it. Roth IRA can work for you, right? But there's income limitations on if you qualify for the free tax treatment of a Roth. There's a lot of rules of engagement. And Internal Revenue Service for an individual currently, you can only max it out, if I'm not mistaken, right now, starting in 2025, $7,000 a year. And if you're over 50, you can catch up with $1,000, an extra $1,000 a year. That's going to help you when you retire. Okay? So anyway, so tax advantage, permanent life insurance, municipal bonds, 529 college savings plan, health savings account. How many of you guys get payroll deduction in health savings account? HSA. Did you know you can write that off at the end of the year? You should get a report from the HSA or the company, and you can turn it into your tax professional, and you can write off all of your contributions into a health savings account. Same with long-term care. Whatever portion of long-term care goes to pay and cover for long-term care under Internal Revenue Service Code 7702B like Bravo, you can write off the portion of contributions to your long-term care plan. How many people don't know that? A lot of people, especially us.
Right.
All right. So anyway, a health care savings account, long-term care. All right. I'm coming to a close. Okay. So let's talk about, do you have a will or a trust? You got a will? Raise your hand. Put it back down. You got a living trust? Raise your hand. Put it back down. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm proud of y'all. All right. So let's talk about that. A will can leave me, my little brother, my little sister, right? Mama always thought she was the best, right? You know what I'm talking about? In my line that happens, right? Mama always loves you more than she loved us. But Mama left the will. And I'm the oldest, I'm trying to come to my brother and sister and say, hey, look, we lost Mom. We know we don't really agree, but we need to sit down and we need to talk this through. I ain't talking to you, man. Just give me my portion of the house.
That's it.
You don't want to try to put some money together and build an apartment complex in the back, you know what I mean? And build the bag the right way. Now instead of just getting a portion of this, now we can build legacy and keep and continue to honor while Mama left us his house. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking like that, man. Ooh, we need to pick up the conversation, boy. We're gonna be left behind. All right? I'm not. I promise you that. I'm being close to freedom. Chill. All right. Who inherits all your bank accounts and safe deposit boxes? That goes for the young people. We out here, we fly, we doing our thing, we driving around, whatever we got going on, right? Tragic accident happened. How many people lost a loved one in a car accident? Nobody lost a loved one in a car accident. All right. How many people lost a loved one? How about that?
Yeah, everybody.
And they had accounts, they had retirement accounts, they had banking accounts, they owned a home, whatever the case may be, they did not have a will, nor did they have a trust. Now all of a sudden we think that we got to bury Samantha and do a GoFundMe, but Samantha had $1 million life insurance policy that don't nobody know about. Now that $1 million life insurance policy is unclaimed because Samantha never got a chance to tell the cousins, right, what her life insurance is and what company is that. You understand? So we need to make sure that we create, even if we don't have a trust, we need to create a circle of trust of many people, the people that we trust, to make sure that they know, hey man, look, I've been thinking about this, and yeah, I know I'm still like 39 years old, I'm not that old, but if life happened and I check out tomorrow, I've been thinking about who will get all my stuff. So I need to go through everything on my retirement account, make you the beneficiary, at least, right? Do a transfer upon death from the real estate, right, to Mr. Such and Such to the son. So if the parent passed away, at least the TOP is in place, and now you can still claim the property without it having to do what? Go through probate.
Probate.
Yes, sir.
You said that word. What is probate?
Probate. Yes, so probate is where the government basically gets your business, right? Me and little brother and little sister, fighting over mama and them stuff, right? And now we got involved, right? We got involved the courts.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we invite the courts, we can't settle on an agreement. Well, guess what's going to happen? We got to go to them anyway because mama didn't have a TOD or a trust, right? Or a will. And we got to go and sit in front of these people and let them decide. Ain't that crazy? And you got to pay. Yeah. So a portion of the estate, mama had, equity of $1 million. You might only get, by the time, you might get divided up 500,000 by the time it's over, depending on how much we argue and fight. They're going to be looking for it. They're like, oh, yes, I understand. Yes, I do. Yes. But they're going to be trying to take sides and stuff and prolong it. Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't sell. Right? The longer it takes, the more money we'll get. The probate courts and attorneys. Isn't that crazy? Come on. Any questions there before I move on? Okay, so you're with that microphone. Okay. There we go. All right. So who gets all of your inherit all your homes or your other personal property? How many of you guys are fortunate enough to be getting royalties from oil in a different state? Or something that I get, right? I am right now. My mom passed. It's about 70 people getting a royalty check, right? Because guess what? They had a will. Nobody could agree. So everybody, I think my little portion, you can't even call me Beverly Hillbilly or nothing like that. My little portion is like $58 a month, right? But I'm getting something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting something. Right? But how many of you know about those types of situations and how your assets and the things that you have get transferred to your loved one? You should have it in a living trust, not a will. Our community is always, I want to do a revocable trust. Yeah, you go ahead and you do that. Go ahead and do an irrevocable trust. Go ahead. Right? Because guess what? When you name all the beneficiaries, can't nobody change. You can't even change nothing. You're like, John did what? Oh, no, I'm taking him out the will. No, I'm sorry, you can't do that. It ain't going to happen with an irrevocable trust. So you do a revocable living trust.
Right. This
way you can make unlimited revisions to your revocable living trust at any time you want, and little Johnny don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna show up, yeah, man, my dad was good to me, man. Right? Everybody else getting blessed with 500,000, right? Something like that, the property, and this one get the Bentley in the driveway, right? But Johnny done messed up so much, Dad done left him $2,000. What do you think he gonna be mad? They already mad at each other anyway. What difference is gonna make? Right? So will you leave probate to decide? Or will you make a decision, right, to look at your situation and get you a living trust and make sure, I don't care if it's over, I don't have a house, I don't need a trust. Wrong. You got a life insurance policy, you got cars, right, you got bank accounts, you got investments accounts, retirement accounts, you got all these types of things. Yeah, you should have that in trust because now it goes right to whoever you decide it's going to go to. Okay. All right, so anyway, so we offer living trust, attorney-drafted documents in all 50 states. And for this group, it's a significant special discount. Normal price is $19.95. I won't tell you the price for this group until you call, if you call. All right? Significant discount. And you can make unlimited changes. So if you already have a trust, and you're like, oh, I got to go see this attorney again. Guess what the attorney going to do? He's going to charge you a whole other fee. What if I told you that our trust is inside of a system platform that allows you login access and you can make unlimited changes, unlimited revisions, and come right back to it and pick up where you left off or make changes? You can do what's called, if you have an existing trust, you can do what's called a restated trust. You use our system, take your trust, your information, put it in there, right? Restate it on this date, but the date of the trust still remains the same. The existing date. The existing date of that trust, when you first originally did it, remains the same. It will just reflect, restated on this date. That's it. Okay. What did I say earlier? Educated, get educated, but not.
So.
Hello. Right? You're going to be dreaming that tonight. All right. Educated, but not so. All right. So let's talk about the estate plan. The revocable trust, the certificate of trust, the last will and testament, the financial power of attorney, the healthcare power of attorney, the medical advance directives, the living will pour-over will. A pour-over will. If you forget to put something into your trust, the pour-over will, that's a part of the estate plan, will protect that asset too.
That's right.
Somebody thought they was going to be able to walk away with dad's pickup truck. Psych. Yeah. So, and then a funding kit. A funding kit. This funding kit will show you literally how to fund your assets, your home, your land, whatever you have in terms of a deed into your trust. Right? Do it all from the same portal. It will then show a tab called All Other Assets. We talk about all your bank accounts, your trucks, your hot rods, whatever you got, pistols, dresses, rings, right? Whatever you got, grandmama and them old vintage paintings, right? You can say who you want to get what by providing what's called a bequest, specified bequest. That means that when I die, little Johnny, the only one that expressed about them pistols. I'm gonna make sure he get them pistols, and my successor trustee gonna make sure little Johnny get them pistols, right? I wanted my granddaughter to get this ring that I've been holding on for generations. I want my granddaughter to have that. The successor trustee is gonna go find that ring and make sure when the distribution start happening, everybody gonna get what mama and them said or daddy and them said they gonna get it. Okay? I gotta speak like that, right? Mama and them. All right. Boy, I keep doing this to myself. Or you get a doctor's form. You can put your vehicle registration, your birth certificates, the copy of your trust, everything can get uploaded into the portal. Copy your ID. Now you're over there on a cruise, right? And you need some type of proof that y'all married because the husband passed or the wife passed on the cruise. It's happening. Just saying, I'm not telling you nothing that haven't happened, right? And you got to prove that you're married. You go online, 24-hour access, and pull up those documents from the document vault. Yeah. All right. So anyway, your loved ones depend on the decisions that you make. It's just that simple. Okay. Your loved ones depend on the decision that you make. And then there you go. Right. I have the same information back here on the cardstock flyer. And so for those who are interested in having an absolute free consultation, I'm going to come. I make sure I'm smelling good. My breath is smelling good on that day. And we're going to just talk about what matters to you. That's it. And even if you don't do nothing, no business with me, I'm good. Because what I said earlier, I know that I did what?
Educate.
I educated, right? Or educated, however you want to say it. Right? I did my job. Okay? I'm going to sleep good tonight. Now, questions. Don't be afraid to ask some questions. Speak up a little loud. Right? My wife said I have selective hearing. I'm dealing with some hearing issues, but I call it selective. You know what I'm talking about. It's selective hearing. But anyway, what questions do we have? Don't be afraid, because they're asking all the questions. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a stipulation that states that if you're sick before you get the policy, then just like there's some issues, so you can't get those benefits, or after it comes?
So once you go through the approval process, through what's called underwriting, what she asks is about the living benefits of life insurance. If a person gets sick, or prior to, I think it is, if they already had a, issue or or health crisis or whatever, and they get the life insurance policy, or they have another medical challenge, right? Most life insurance policies have a 2-year window of look back. They call that the contestability clause. And so what happens within that first 2 years, if you get approved for a policy today with living benefits, and the person say, oh my God, I got breast cancer, or I have pancreatic cancer, unfortunately it's happened to a client. 6 months into the policy, she got it. What they did is that they sent out paperwork. They said, hey, we're going to exercise our right to the 2-year contestability clause. And if we find that the medical diagnosis was dated after the policy was approved and issued, or if that medical situation was dated before the policy was issued, if it was before the policy, you ain't get nothing. Because some people will sit down with their life insurance professional and we won't even tell them about the stuff. Like, man, just tell me. If you do whatever you do, tell me. We'll figure out how to walk around that, right? But at least be honest and give them an opportunity to approve the policy or not. But to answer your question, yeah, 2-year contestability clause, and they will examine within the first 2 years. After 2 years and 1 day, where you want us to send a check. Yeah. Suicide, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe it falls in some companies. Some companies it falls within the first 2 years of the policy. If I'm married right? We done lost all our financial assets. And I'm like, I'm gonna get this life insurance policy. I'm gonna leave her $250,000 or $2 million. Man, I'm gonna go down here to the beach. I'm gone. I can't do it no more. Right? Within the first year, they ain't get no money. 2 years in one day, it's crazy, right? They'll still pay out for, something like that. She asked about suicide clause. Unfortunately, that's not right.
Yes.
What other questions? Don't be afraid now. We're talking like we family. Somebody got something. Don't be coming up with all the questions once I've got the part left. Okay? You might help somebody. You might be a blessing to somebody right now because they were thinking the same thing, but they were too shy to ask the question. So what do you think? Yep. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, if there's the last opportunity for 2 more questions. Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? Well, so my contact information is out back. If you want my contact information, raise your hand. I'll come around and pass it out for you. Okay? Thank you so much for your time.
Amen. Awesome.
Raise your hand if you guys want to contact information. You good? I did all right. Somebody. Don't be afraid to call. Okay? I'm here for it. I promise you that.
Did he remember you? Yeah. That was awesome. Thank you. So we're good.
All right. Was that a blessing? Was that a benefit?
Amen. It didn't start.